Hey everyone, John here and welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you 10 tips for all you beginning streamers out there and also the mindset that a beginning streamer should have. If you are new to the channel and you're wanting to learn how to stream on the technical side and the growth side, be sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon to get notified every time I do upload a video. So in today's video, I have about 10 tips here that I'm going to be talking about. I have them written down on the other screen here, so you're going to see me looking and reading off on this just because there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about. So the first thing is creating a name that could be potentially a brand later on. Now, I don't want you thinking of money when I say brand name. I want you to think of a name that you could see potentially turning into something if you wanted it to be on, say, like shirts, or if you wanted to go for partner, or if you're wanting to, spread yourself onto different social medias and stuff like that. That's the way that you can build the community with that brand name. Because if you go and use your current gamer tag, which is usually what gets stuck as everyone's name whenever they stream directly off the Xbox, then it can be where you're wanting to change that name later on, if you're wanting to go for partner or for any of those things I just mentioned. And when you have to go through that whole rebranding process, it's a pain. It's a giant headache. So we're just trying to avoid it early on by creating a brand name right out of the gate. The other one is to work with what you have. So you don't need a fancy computer. You don't need a green screen. You don't need overlays. You don't need alerts. You don't need any of that stuff. You just need you and your Xbox and being able to talk through your microphone on your Xbox, as well as maybe a webcam if you wish to. Now, if you're wanting to still have all that flashy stuff, I have tutorials to help you guys out with that. And I'll link those in the cards above, and I'll put them in the video description below if you guys are wanting to check those out. Now, the next thing is to play what you want. Now, this is always kind of like a 50-50. So I say here, to play games that you enjoy should always be what you do. Just understand that the game choice can be one of many deciding factors for growth. Another thing is that if you play a game that you don't enjoy, people will notice that too, and it can do a negative effect on your growth. So I've mentioned this in other videos, and the best way to really kind of have a strategic way of growing is to look at the top 20 games on Mixer. See those top 20 games, and out of those top 20 games, what do you enjoy the most out of all of them? What do you see yourself being able to play day after day, hour after hour, without getting frustrated, burnt out, or anything like that? That is something that you would want to strategically look at. Now, if you wanted to play a game that's, like Fortnite, I mean, you could still play it. It's super saturated, but you could still play it. I mean, you have the hype zone and everything too. Same thing with PUBG, Rainbow Six. You still have the opportunity of getting that exposure. It's just they're on a more highly saturated game. Now, if you play a game that has like barely anybody watching it, that's also going to hurt you. However, if you play it a lot and you market it really well that you are primarily a streamer for that particular game, you will then become known for that game if you can start pulling people in for it. So that's also not bad either. I remember when Black Ops 3 was barely ever getting anybody watching it when it used to be called Beam before Mixer. And now it's pretty frequent that we have over 100 people watching some Black Ops 3. So it's definitely picked up. The other thing is to never focus on your numbers. Focusing on followers or viewer count is always going to be a bad thing, because of the fact of that you're going to be focusing on a number that is going to pretty much bring you down. Like if you're like, oh man, I got one person watching, or I have one person watching, but he or she is not talking, they're just lurking and stuff like that. Which brings me to my other thing is never call out lurkers. When someone types in your chat, fine. When someone follows you, fine. But never go into your viewer list and be like, hey, so-and-so, how are you doing, when they're not talking, because they just want to listen to the background. They just want to hear what's going on. And they might be busy doing something, but when you call out a lurker, that might push them to click out because they're like, oh, I don't want people knowing that I'm here or anything like that. So never focus on that, because the other thing too is when you focus on numbers and stuff like that, it kind of makes you seem desperate when you're like, you got these follower goals and stuff like that, it kind of comes off as desperate for some people. Some people not so much, but some people, they're like, oh, this guy's desperate. He looks at me as a statistic. So try to avoid focusing on numbers. The other thing, this is actually kind of big, and I do see this on a lot of beginning channels. And I have here, it says, don't allow donations right away. Having a donation goal or a way for people to donate when you're under, say, about 500 to 1,000 followers can make it seem that you're trying to do this for money. You want to build the community and not focus on, having a donation goal and stuff like that. However, if somebody does want to donate, still put in a command like !donate. And that way someone can type it in chat if they wish to get the link to like your Streamlabs or PayPal or whatever, and then they'll be able to donate that way. All right, so the next one is going to be doing it for the fun of it. So you should always stream because of the enjoyment of streaming. And this allows you to meet new people, make new friends, share moments across the globe with other people, and, over time building a community. You don't want to do it for money, fame, sponsorships, deals, or even going for partnership. Not right away, at least. You do want to do that as a goal in the future, if that's something that you want to do. If you feel like this is something you're very, very highly passionate about, then yes, you can definitely do that. But as of like the very beginning, maybe like your first year or first 6 months, you don't want to focus on that type of stuff. You just want to focus on streaming because you enjoy it. And even after you are partnered or whatever, you still want to enjoy streaming. Because after that, if it's not enjoyable to you, then why are you doing it? Another one is to fill in your bio. Having a channel bio filled in shows that you took the time to explain what kind of channel you are, who you are as a streamer, what kind of things will people expect? Do you have rules? Do you have certain games that you play? Is there a time and day that you stream? So having like a schedule. Is there social networks that I can find you on? Do you have a Discord? It's all these different things that are really important. Now, you don't have to have it all flashy with a bunch of pictures and stuff. You could just have something pretty simple and some text, or you could just do some text. Now, I do have a tutorial on how to actually create or customize your channel. And I'll link that in the card above and also in the video description below. Now, I did mention creating a Discord, and that is also very important. The reason why having a Discord is highly recommended is because this allows your whole community to be able to interact with you outside of streaming. It also allows other people in the community to talk to each other and play games together. There's a lot of stuff that happens outside of streaming, and being able to stay engaged and connected with your community while you're not streaming is very good, and that will keep people wanting to come back and keeping those friendships together. So it's really important. And then the last two are going to be setting up a chat bot, which does require a PC, and also having a schedule. Now, the schedule is optional in the very beginning, but over time you are going to want to have that schedule set up so that way people know when to find you and everything like that. Now, as for the chatbot, you can have a chatbot whether you are streaming directly off the Xbox or if you stream directly off of a PC. I have a tutorial on that as well for Scorpbot, but you can use any other bot that is pretty much allowed for Mixer. So you got a few varieties that I can think of. There's Mix It Up, there's ScottyBot, and Scorpbot. Those are the only three that I can think of. Maybe even Firebot. Firebot might have it as well, but I would probably go with either Scorpbot or Scotty or Mix It Up. But those are 10 tips that I feel are going to be really beneficial for a lot of beginning streamers. And this will get you guys set up pretty well. Now, some of these things also are stuff that intermediate, I wouldn't say advanced, but intermediate type of streamers would do as well. Because, overall, you're trying to build a community. And you want to have that image and you want to have everything squared away so you can have loyalty points and have chat commands and have a way to interact outside of streaming with your community and keeping those connections together and just making it seem polished and having a lot of fun streaming. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out in this video. And again, if you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Also, again, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you're wanting to learn how to stream and how to grow on Mixer. And you can also apply these to any other type of streaming platform. I just primarily focus on Mixer. But guys, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and keep being awesome.